Right, welcome back. It's been a few weeks now since the lifeboat's been finished, and now it's next model time. This is yet another model that I bought from the Telford model fair back in 2015. I'm now finally getting around to building it. So here's the next model. Right, as you can see, it is the Maquis Fighter, Maquis Raider, whatever you want to call it, from Revell. Box art's nice, not too bad at all, where you can see where someone's milled it up and painted it. As you know, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I've built the Kazon Fighter and the Voyager already. So this is to complete the set, I suppose you could call it. There's your painting guide, not too bad. There's no decals with this, so it's all paint. Instruction pictures ain't too bad at all. Quite easy to follow. Right, coming over to the chest freezer, I've had to put the flash on because there's not much sunshine coming through the window. I've laid all the parts out, as you can see. Now the two main hull parts, you can see they're bigger than my hand. Even though this is a big model, there's not many pieces. So you've got the two main hull pieces, and you've got wing pieces and various bits and bobs. You get three clear pieces, you can see, two windows, and another long piece there for the windows. There's a stand. There's the actual support arm for the stand, and a bit more wings. Now for those of you who think, I wonder if I could do an interior, you can. You can see that it's fairly big. So if you wanted to put a full crew interior with the L-cast consoles and the seats and everything else, I suppose you could if you can get the figures as well. And you can see when that goes on top of there, if I can get it to line into place, you can see that there is a lot of space in there. So you could actually build an interior. But not too bad at all. Not much for this size anyway. So as there's not that many sprues to this kit, you know, seeing how big it actually is, I don't think the actual building part of it's going to take that long. It's the painting that's going to take the longest, to be honest. So let's get cracking on. Stay with me. Okay, construction has started on the Maquis Raider. You can see that I've glued the two main hull parts together. I've got a few issues here and there. I mean, I've got a gap to fill in there, and a gap to fill in there. I've got probably a few seam issues as well once I put those bits in. You can see there, I have to do a bit of sanding. But generally, it ain't too bad. Not bad at all. Again, a bit of sanding here and there. But, you know, once those parts are in, that'll cover that up bloody nicely. But not too bad at all. I've also put the clear parts in. But I was originally going to use my glue and glaze. But the only trouble is, on the rear of these windows, there ain't that much to hold it in. So I just use my normal model glue. And you can see that one of the windows is actually fogged up. I had a bit of excess dry glue and I tried to get it off with some rubbing isopropyl and some cellulose, and it ain't worked at all. But to be honest, you're not really going to see those parts once the roof's on anyway. But progress has started. Stay with me. Right, welcome back. Work continues on the Raider. On the previous update, I'd left you where I'd glued the two halves together. I've now put all the bits on. So you got that bit of grill in there, you got that bit of grill in there, which leaves room for the holes for the actual wing to be plugged, the wing plugs as you can call them. Covers that line up as well, so you can't see the line. You got that piece there, which is glued onto there. There was a back piece as well. Another side piece, that bit there and that bit there, and there was a couple of pieces though, that one there and that one there, a bit on the nose as well, that one and that one there, and that back piece which is lovely glued in lovely. I've also had to do a bit of gap work as well. I've had to fill in some gaps here and there, as you can see with my filler, but nothing too major at all. And a bit of gap work there as well on that piece. Then, while waiting for them to dry, I put the wings together, both sides. Basically just glued the two halves of the wing together. As you can see, I've still got to do the seam work on that. Them guns are already moulded into the top piece, and then you've got these armatures here. There's 4 armatures, and by the plans you can see that each of the armatures have to be glued together. Once glued together, I'll put on the bottom with my sharpie number 31, 39, 27 and 45, so I knew which ones were which. And then just, as like I said, the plans, you just glue them into the slots, as you can see. I've also glued that part in, and then them little C-shaped armatures there, those will connect into the holes on the side of the Raider. Those holes there, so those will just glue in, and then all I've got to do is just put the lid on top like that. So construction is almost complete. Stay with me. Right, welcome back. As you can see, the Raider, the construction is all complete. I've glued the 2 wings in, and finally the roof plate. Starting with the wings. If you remember on the armatures you got like that U-hook. Well, what you need to do is you need to bring the wing up like a Klingon bird of prey when it's landed. You need to slot those plugs into place, and then those little gaps in the U-plugs, you bring it down, and then those U-plugs will actually lock into place on the upper wall of the holes, obviously once you put your glue in. And then once you put your glue in and you've got that ready to place, what you need to do then, this back spine here of the wing needs to go into that channel there. The trouble is, it kept trying to go back that way. So what I had to do is I had to put a clamp there and a clamp there. So that's what you guys are going to need to do to hold that into place and leave it to dry for 24 hours, and that one as well. I mean, you can see slightly that it's not 100% in, but that's the best I could get it. Once dry, I took the clamps off, and you can see, you will be able to see that that one is slightly more down than that one. So what I'll do is I'll lift it up for you, and you can see it's slightly more down, but that's okay, that's not a problem. Just thought I'd really let you know about that. And then what I did, actually I've just noticed, you can see there's a bit more of a gap there than there is there. So that's why that one's more down. Then once those are dry, I'll put the roof lid on. But before I did that, I put the tape on the clear parts to mask them off for when I did the primer. And then with the lid itself, gluing it onto place, I put some normal model glue up to the window, then glue and glaze, glue and glaze for the front windows, glue and glaze, and then glue again. And also gluing on this back edge wall here. So put some glue there, put some glue there. Now the only trouble is, when I put the tape on, it tried to bring itself forward. That needs to be flush with that. So what I did is I'll do a crisscross there with the tape, and then I got some normal household masking tape and went down the spine to hold all the way around twice to hold that into place. And now it's dry. It looks absolutely perfect, not bad at all. I've also had to do a bit of gap work as well, because I forgot to put these 2 pieces in. You can see I've done a bit of gap work on that one, and then I noticed a bit of gap forming on that one, so I've filled those in as well. So all I've got to do is just sand those down once dry, and this thing's ready for primer. Stay with me. Alright, welcome back. You can see that I've put the main base coat onto the Raider. Much like the original Battlestar and me Voyager and me Star Trek Outer Darkness Enterprise, you can see that I've done the primer coat and then the white on top of it, the slight dusting. I've probably gone a bit too much white than I wanted to, but you can see that it ain't looking too bad, especially when I've had to fill in the edges and that's all gone. So now it's time to start painting this thing because there's no decals. Stay with me.